Okay. Alright. Sorry about that, folks. I just realized the microphone was off, so we're good to go. I'm pretty sure everybody can hear us now. So, back to what I was saying before, we do have a slight risk in effect for much of Arkansas at this point, and then up there in northwestern Arkansas, we do have the enhanced risk in place for the potential of seeing severe weather for tomorrow here. Now, a couple of things about tomorrow is the warm front is going to be set up across much of northern Arkansas and northeastern Arkansas here. Okay, so the sound should be coming back in just a little bit, folks. It should be coming back in just a second here. I realized microphone was off. I didn't realize microphone was off before I started the live stream. But the sound should be coming back on. So, as I said before, folks, we do have that slight risk in effect for Arkansas tomorrow here. Now, I'm going to talk to you guys about the risk for tomorrow here. And I'm going to start you guys off with the tornado threat here. So, everybody that's not seeing sound, okay, so everybody can hear us now. Pretty sure we're good now. So, okay, so here's the tornado threat for tomorrow here. Now, I want to talk to you guys about the tornado threat for tomorrow here. And you see the 2% that goes from Little Rock to Fort Smith up towards Mount Home and into northwestern Arkansas here, okay? This risk is important for a reason. It's because of the fact of this. And I'm going to draw this out for you guys here. And this is a warm front setup that's going to take place tomorrow. Now, there's considerable uncertainty on where this warm front will stall out. There's a lot of model guidance that wants to put the front here in central Arkansas or in northern Arkansas or even in southern Missouri. Where this warm front stalls out is going to be the biggest question for tomorrow here. So the 2% now includes much of northern Arkansas and central Arkansas for tomorrow here. So although the damaging wind and the hail threat will be there tomorrow, I want everybody to kind of be on the safe side, kind of have a plan ready to go for tomorrow as well, particularly up here in northern and central Arkansas here. And I cannot rule out the fact that 2% may come down to probably include this area as well here, just to be on the safe side for tomorrow here, okay? If you're not seeing any sound, you may have to back out and come back into the live stream here. I'm not sure what's going on with Facebook, but my microphone's back on, so if you're not hearing any sound, you may have to come back in. But for tomorrow, as I said before here, we're going to have to watch that for tomorrow, that 2% area from Little Rock to Fort Smith, up to Fayetteville, up to Mount Home at this current point here, okay? So back to what I was saying before, not only the tornado threat, but we also have the damaging wind and the hail threat for tomorrow as well here. So you can see the hail threat greater to the west. But we will have to watch Arkansas for tomorrow. It's going to be a warm front setup. We're going to have that in place across north central and northeastern Arkansas, down into central Arkansas, and then down into southern Arkansas at this current time here. Okay, so we will have to watch that for tomorrow here. We're going to have to wait and see what happens with that warm front boundary at this current time here. Okay, so greater threat west. Do not let your guard down here in Arkansas. We saw yesterday the marginal and slight risk area really took off here in Arkansas. We had multiple tornado warnings, multiple severe thunderstorm warnings, etc. We were rocking and rolling yesterday. So if a slight risk goes out for tomorrow, even if it doesn't go enhanced, keep a plan ready to go. Be ready for severe weather for tomorrow. And not only tomorrow, but we've got Tuesday and we have Thursday to get to. So a multi-day severe threat is on the table once again as we get towards tomorrow here. Okay, so let's go to the wind threat real quickly, and you can see this is the reason why your enhanced risk is now in northwestern Arkansas. You have the 30% from, I would say, Benton County over towards southwestern Missouri to northeastern Oklahoma, and then to southwestern Kansas here. Okay, so this is going to be the concern late in the day tomorrow and into tomorrow night here. So you're going to have 2 rounds you're going to have to watch out for, and I'm going to show you guys that with Futurecast here in just a bit. But you have the first round is going to be supercells. You have to contend with a tornado threat and a hail threat, and then you're going to have to deal with a damaging wind threat as we get towards tomorrow night and into the early part of your Tuesday morning. Now, speaking of Tuesday, what happens is the damaging wind threat, the squall line that pushes through tomorrow night, comes into central Arkansas and it basically stalls out. And what happens is it leaves a boundary in place for Tuesday. And Tuesday you have a marginal risk now that goes from roughly Arkadelphia up into the Ohio Valley. So this is where you have a boundary that's going to set in place. Tuesday afternoon you're going to have to watch for additional strong to severe thunderstorms, mainly damaging wind and hail threat on Tuesday, but with a boundary in place, what we call a mesoscale event. We have to watch for that isolated tornado potential on Tuesday as well. So it's going to be a long few days, guys. Stay with us. It's going to be rocking and rolling starting tomorrow, and then on Tuesday we will have to watch Wednesday as well, especially for Western Arkansas, and then on Thursday the main event for us here in the Natural State here. Okay, so we'll have to watch Tuesday. This is going to be the corridor that we're going to have to watch on Tuesday. So enjoy today. Today is a beautiful day. It's really warm outside. We got 83 here in the metro right now. Enjoy today. Okay, enjoy the quiet weather today, because the next couple of days it's going to get rough across the Natural State here. Okay, and then you can see this is Thursday's risk now. So we're talking northeastern Texas, southeastern Oklahoma, northwestern, north central Louisiana, up into much of Arkansas on Thursday, and then up into the Ohio Valley. Okay, so this is the area of concern that we'll have to watch on Thursday, mainly damaging wind, hail, and once again the tornado threat on Thursday with a strong cold front that's going to push through. There is some concern, and I was getting to that, Matt. There is some concern that that boundary may not be pushed through on Thursday. If that occurs, Matt, you may see an enhanced go out. It's going to be a wait and see, because there's a lot of parameters that need to come together for Thursday, but we will have to watch it for that Thursday time frame here. Regardless if it gets upgraded or not, have a plan ready to go and stay with us, guys. It's going to be a very, very long next couple of days here, starting tomorrow and then into Tuesday. Wednesday, let's go to Wednesday real quick. Wednesday is greater to the west of the Natural State, where you see the 30% now in Oklahoma to the Red River, but you can see from Benton County, Washington County, over down into eastern Oklahoma, that little corridor over here in northwestern Arkansas, you're in the slight risk area as well. And what's going to happen with day 3 is you're going to have this, you're going to have the margin, the enhanced risk out here, and you're going to have a marginal that's going to go probably just like this. Okay, so that means western Arkansas, you'll have to watch for the potential of seeing severe weather as we get towards Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday evening, and then into the day on Thursday here. And Thursday timing right now looks to be the afternoon and the evening hours as we get towards Thursday here. Okay, so tomorrow's timing, let's talk about that real quickly. I'm going to go over to the Futurecast here in just a second. So this is the Futurecast run. My face is going to disappear for just a bit, but this is our Futurecast for tomorrow. All right, so let's take this out a little bit. I'm going to go frame by frame so you guys can see what's going on. All right, so tonight and into tomorrow, you're going to have the potential of seeing severe weather across western Arkansas here. Okay, now this should be a very limited threat. All right, I'm not expecting a whole lot of severe weather as we get towards tonight and tomorrow, but there will be a round of storms that will come in as we get towards tomorrow, tonight, and into today on tomorrow here. Okay, so this is roughly 5 a.m. All right, so your timing-wise, if anybody needs timing, we got it right up here. Okay, so this is right around 5 o'clock in the morning. We got some thunderstorms coming into western Arkansas here. So majority of tonight, you should be good to go. All right, you should be good to go. You should be able to get sleep, stuff like that. It's just first thing in the morning, you will run into the potential of seeing thunderstorms across the area here. All right, so this is about 6 o'clock. All right, I'm going to go frame by frame so you guys can follow along with timing with us. All right, so western Arkansas, thunderstorms will start getting going as we get towards first thing tomorrow morning. And if you know anybody, and I mean anybody that needs this information, tag them in this live stream, okay? For some reason, Facebook doesn't push the live streams out unless it's a tornado warning, but push this live stream out, guys, because there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be wondering what's going on tomorrow across the Natural State, okay? So please watch the situation closely. I'm going over timing at this point, all right? So there's 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. We got some thunderstorms across western Arkansas. You can see the majority back out in Oklahoma. Much of the Natural State is relatively okay for first thing in the morning. And then you can see by 7 a.m., a lot of thunderstorm activity start getting going across western Arkansas and northwestern Arkansas as we get towards tomorrow, all right? This is mainly going to be a hail and wind threat. I'm not expecting a tornado threat with this, okay? If you need timing information, said before, folks, follow along up here. This is where your timing information is. It's tomorrow at 7 a.m., all right? So this should be a damaging wind and hail threat coming in tonight, all right? I'm really surprised we don't have a marginal risk to kind of account for this, but this mainly going to be a damaging wind and hail threat as we get towards tonight, okay? And then it's going to be first thing tomorrow morning, all right? And then you can see by the time we get towards 8 a.m., these storms are going to be moving east-northeast. So you can see from Little Rock down to Arkadelphia to Russellville to Fort Smith to Fayetteville, Bella Vista up there in northwestern Arkansas. This is going to be the area we're going to have to watch first thing in the morning. This should be a very low severe threat first thing tomorrow morning. We'll watch it close. If anything occurs, you guys know we'll be here. But We will have to watch tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening. But this should be a very low, severe threat for us here in Arkansas as we get towards first thing tomorrow morning. All right, and then you can see by 10 a.m. it's coming into the natural state. It's coming really into central Arkansas now. North central Arkansas seeing the brunt. This is first thing tomorrow morning. Very low, severe threat. All right, so just keep this in mind for tomorrow. It's going to be loud coming in. I know there's going to be a lot of people asking, is this severe, etc. This is a very low, severe threat for first thing tomorrow morning. This is round 1 of 3. You're going to have this come through, then you're going to have round 2, and then round 3 is going to come in tomorrow night and into Tuesday morning. All right, so this is round number 1 that's coming in. Very low, severe threat, loud storms coming in as we get towards first thing tomorrow morning. All right, so this is going to be mainly strong thunderstorms that are going to come through in the morning. And you can see by 11 o'clock, it's pushing eastward into northeastern Arkansas and into north central Arkansas. So from Mountain Home to the metro, over towards Heber Springs, up towards Jonesboro. This is mainly a low severe threat for tomorrow. What's going on, as you can see, the clearing down here in southern Arkansas, there's a warm front that's lifting northward at the same time that these storms are going on. All right, so these storms are going to quickly move away. All right, and what's going to happen is once these storms move away, you're going to allow for 1, clearing, and then 2, the atmosphere to become very unstable for the potential of seeing severe weather. All right, so much of this area is north of the warm front. Your warm front is draped roughly from Mena to Little Rock to West Helen at this point. So anything along and north of the warm front, very low severe threat. Okay, anything along and south of the warm front is where your severe threat is going to be maximized for tomorrow. All right, now you can see by the time we get towards 2 o'clock, this is pushing away from the natural state. All right, we've got some more thunderstorms kind of getting going across northern Arkansas and western Arkansas by this point. By 3 o'clock, it's pushing away. And then you can see much of the natural state relatively clear by 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. We're watching some thunderstorms that are going to come out from eastern Oklahoma and northeast Texas, and they're going to move in as we get towards tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow evening. All right, and you can see by 4 o'clock, not much going on. All right, not much going on across the natural state. And you can see over towards western Arkansas, those are where the storms are going to come in. Folks, if y'all are having problems with sound, back out of the live stream and then come back in. Everything is working fine on my end. I don't know who's having sound problems, but if you're having sound problems, come back out of the live stream and then come back in. All right, so as you can see, 4 p.m. tomorrow, there's your storms going on across western Arkansas by this point. All right, and then you can see by 5 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, pretty clear across the board. You got some thunderstorms coming into western Arkansas. That is where your severe threat is going to be the greatest for tomorrow here. Now you can see by the time we get towards 6, there's a cluster of storms coming in. So from Danville to Lamar to Mena, this is where your severe threat is going to be at for tomorrow. You're going to have to watch this as you get towards tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow evening. The tornado threat with this will be there as well. All right, so this is pushing due east. All right, this is pushing due east. So from Danville over to Mena, this is the area of concern that we're going to have to watch. Now, I will say, this is around 7, and then you can see about 8, 9 o'clock. This is pushing into central Arkansas. So, what does this mean? The atmosphere is going to be very unstable by this time. All right, you're going to have a lot of wind shear in place. So, what you're seeing at this point is the potential of seeing damaging winds, hail, and that tornado threat will be there as we get towards tomorrow. We're going to have to watch this close because this is coming straight into central Arkansas at this time. Also, there's going to be other storms that are going to try to get going, so just kind of keep that in mind for tomorrow. The damaging wind and hail threat is definitely there, but I feel as though those 2 threats will come late tomorrow night and into the early part of your Tuesday morning. You'll have to contend with the tornado threat first before you get to the damaging wind and the hail threat here, okay? And then you can see by 10 o'clock, this activity is pushing away, and you see your squall line beginning to develop up here in northwestern Arkansas. So round 1's out. This is round 2, and then this is round 3 up here in northwestern Arkansas. It's going to come in. This is going to be primarily a damaging wind maker coming into northwestern Arkansas as we get towards tomorrow night. And I will say, any storms that kind of get going ahead of that line will have to be watched for that tornado threat as well. Okay, I don't think this is going to be a significant tornado event. I don't think this is going to be an outbreak by any stretch of the matter for tomorrow. But I want everybody to have a plan ready to go as we get towards tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow evening, okay? And then you can see by the time we get towards first thing Tuesday morning, there's your line of storms coming in. This is a damaging wind threat coming into Mountain Home, Mountain View, down towards Fort Smith, etc. We will have to watch for the tornado threat by this point, but I think this is primarily going to be a damaging wind maker coming into northwestern Arkansas as we get towards first thing Tuesday morning here. This is late Monday night and in the early part of your Tuesday morning, right around that 1, 2 o'clock time frame here. And then you can see by the time we get towards 3 and then to 4 o'clock, that line of storms basically overtakes much of the natural state at this point. We will have to watch those isolated cells that may try to get going, but with it being overnight, I'm not expecting a lot of severe weather throughout the overnight hours tomorrow night and the Tuesday morning. Primarily a damaging wind and hail threat, but you guys know we'll be here. We'll keep you guys informed on the latest here, okay? So with that being said, there's the radar, and I want to stress something too. This will be posted as soon as this live stream is over. I'm going to attempt to have a 7-day forecast for you guys out tonight, but after tonight, we're not going to have a 7-day forecast for you guys until we get past the next couple of days because of the severe threat, okay? Once we get past tomorrow, then Tuesday, what's going to happen with this line of storms, it's going to fade out, and then you're going to have to watch Tuesday for an isolated severe threat across the natural state here, okay? As a matter of fact, let's go ahead and take this out all the way to the end. There's Tuesday now. So those storms fade away, okay? And then you can see by Tuesday what's going on. You've got some isolated cells trying to get going Tuesday afternoon. Those cells, isolated hail, damaging wind threat, and you will have to watch for that tornado threat as well. Anything along and south of that boundary is going to be capable of producing damaging winds, hail, and an isolated tornado threat as we get towards Tuesday here. We'll keep you guys informed. We'll keep you guys updated. So I've gone over all the information I can. All right, the Futurecast will be posted as soon as this live stream is over. If y'all have any questions, please let me know. I'm going to take the time to answer those questions now across the board. Okay, so if y'all have any questions, please let me know. But it's set forward for tomorrow, for Tuesday, for Wednesday, and into Thursday. The severe weather threat will continue, a multi-day severe threat for us here in natural state. Stay with us, guys. It's going to be a long next couple of days. I know everybody's kind of tired of storms, tired of severe weather by this point, but unfortunately, with us being in May, this is what we got. And this is typically happens in a normal May, that we have severe threats over and over and over and over again. So just kind of keep that in mind for tomorrow. Have a plan ready to go. Not expecting an outbreak for tomorrow. But isolated severe threat. All it takes is one bad storm to get the stuff going. Okay, so we'll keep you guys informed. We'll keep you guys updated. So if y'all have any questions, please let me know. I'm going to go through the comments real fast. The time to ask questions is going to be now. The time for asking questions is going to be now, because after this point, and once the storms start getting going, it's going to be difficult for you guys, for us to try to get to you guys in terms of questions. So if y'all have any questions, let me know. The flooding risk with this, I will say pretty much for the next couple of days, it shouldn't be bad. I will say northern and northwestern Arkansas will have to watch for that flooding threat, but I don't expect a major flooding event out of this. But we will watch that Wednesday and that Thursday time frame here for that flooding potential. That's a good question. So timing-wise for Wednesday and Thursday, we're talking late Wednesday night across western Arkansas, and then Thursday afternoon to Thursday evening across the natural state. Okay, specific timing for that Wednesday and Thursday time frame is very uncertain right now, because there's a lot of things that need to go with it in terms of where's the boundary going to be, how much the instability is going to be, etc. So we'll have to watch it. But to kind of answer two questions at once, is the tornado threat on Thursday is going to be, it's questionable right now, because you have a system that's going to come in. Does it go negative, etc.? Damaging wind and hail is definitely there. The tornado threat right now is to be determined, but we'll watch it closely as we get towards Thursday here. Now, Wednesday into Thursday, Wednesday for us here in Central Arkansas is going to be pretty quiet. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about that real quick at this point. Okay, so this is Wednesday's threat at this time. And also, I want to throw something out to you guys. I appreciate y'all for asking the Wednesday and Thursday questions, because I know with it being day 5, day 4, day 5, there's a lot of people that'll be like, well, it's a couple of days away and that's going to happen. I appreciate y'all for asking those questions about that time frame. It's very, very important that you guys stay aware of severe weather, even if it's days out. So I really love that you guys are asking those questions about Wednesday and Thursday. So this is Wednesday's risk with Tuesday's radar. Okay, so give me 1 second. Let me take off the radar for just a bit. Let's go back over to our Futurecast for just a second. Okay, and we're going to take the radar off for just a second. Okay, so radar's coming off. This is Wednesday's risk at this point. Okay, not Wednesday, Thursday's risk. Wednesday's risk is west, Thursday's here. But This is Thursday, so this includes Mount Home, to Little Rock, to El Dorado, Texarkana, to Jonesboro at this point. All right, Wednesday is off to the west, so much of the day on Wednesday will be good to go at this point. All right, so Wednesday is way over here. There's even an enhanced risk now for Oklahoma City. All right, so Wednesday is way over here in western Arkansas. Thursday is going to be here. All right, so Thursday's risk in terms of the damaging wind and the hail threat is definitely there. The tornado threat right now for Wednesday is very, very uncertain at this point. We're going to have to watch it very closely as we get towards that Thursday time frame here, okay? Now, Monday and Tuesday, Monday to start off, you're looking more of a supercell threat. And then Tuesday is going to be a supercell threat as well. Thursday is going to be a supercell to a linear threat. And what we mean by that term is basically what we talk about is supercells, the isolated cells, basically what you guys saw yesterday. What you guys saw yesterday, what we call supercells. Those were the ones that produced the tornado warnings, etc. The line of storms that you guys saw on Futurecast a second ago, that's what we mean by linear. That means that a line of storms is pushing through. Okay, so just kind of keep that in mind regardless of what happens that time frame. I think you're going to have a mix of both as we get towards Thursday here. Speaking of which, let's go ahead and go over to our computer model, guys, and we'll talk to you guys about that. So we're going to switch this back over. Alright, so my face is going to come back, and this is going back over to our computer model, guys, here. Okay, so we're going to go over, let's talk about the Euro for just a bit. Okay, and thank you all for tuning in, by the way. I'm going to have more on the page as soon as this live stream is over. I will have a forecast for you guys later on this evening, but that's going to be the final one until I would say probably Friday because of everything that's going to be going on. So this is the European model. I think the Euro is doing this a little bit better than most of our computer model guys at this point. Alright, so let's go to 6 hours out. Let's talk about the Euro for just a bit. Okay, so there's Euro for tomorrow. I say supercells across the board. Let me go back over to 3 hours. 3 hours is going to show a little bit better than 6 hours. Okay, so here we are as we get towards this time frame here. As you can see, this is tomorrow afternoon. Supercells across eastern Oklahoma, down into western Arkansas at this point. Got some cells going on. Eastern Kansas, southwest Missouri. There's some isolated cells over there in western Arkansas as well. So the Euro is doing pretty good. Alright, now let's take this out a little bit. As you can see, by the time we get towards tomorrow afternoon, there it is. Okay, there's those storms that are going to get going by this point. Alright, and then you can see by the time we get towards late tomorrow night, early Tuesday morning, line pushes through, line fades away. And then Tuesday afternoon, more thunderstorms develop across this point. Okay, so this is Tuesday afternoon per the Euro. Alright, so this is what I'm saying. Tuesday is going to be a pretty good supercell day. It's going to be a boundary. You're going to have to watch the boundary for supercells that may get going. I would say from Little Rock to Texarkana to Memphis, point south from here. You're going to have to watch for that thunderstorm threat as we get towards the day on Tuesday here. Then that fades away. Alright, and then on Wednesday, you can see the majority of this on Wednesday. We got some cells that may go up over there in western Arkansas Wednesday morning, but you can see the majority of Wednesday is all towards the west. So Oklahoma, Texas, over towards Kansas, this is going to be their day on Wednesday. So Wednesday is going to be pretty quiet for us here in Arkansas, but you can see by the time we get towards late Wednesday, there's some storms that are going to get going across western Arkansas into southwestern Arkansas by this point. Alright, so just kind of keep that in mind, and you can see by Wednesday night and Thursday, once again, line of storms pushing through. And then what happens, and this is what's concerning me for Thursday, that line of storms just fades. It just completely dies by Thursday morning. Alright, and then what happens Thursday afternoon and then Thursday evening, you get an eruption of thunderstorms across the area. So I will say, if the European model verifies for Thursday, you will have to watch for that tornado threat because you do not want that line to fade. You want it to be like what it was that Wednesday when we had the moderate risk in eastern Arkansas. The line of storms just basically came through the state and that was game over. So you want that to take place if you don't want severe weather. But if you go with the Euro, it fades the line completely in western Arkansas. Outflow boundaries kind of hanging there, and in the afternoon daytime heating, you get an eruption of thunderstorms across the board. As a matter of fact, let's take a look at this. This is your instability as you get towards Thursday afternoon here. As you can see, it doesn't look a lot. 1300 is plenty with the wind shear we're going to have in place. Alright, so this moves away, and then unfortunately, if you go Euro, we're going to have to watch the upcoming weekend. This is Mother's Day weekend. Okay, this is Mother's Day weekend. You got a warm front in place, a lot of energy coming in into the natural state here. So unfortunately, you go Euro, we will have to watch for that Sunday time frame here. It doesn't do too much in the way of thunderstorms, keeps us capped off, which would be great, but I do foresee it kind of, there it is right there. So it develops the thunderstorms kind of late as we get towards late Sunday and into Monday here. So you have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, break Friday, and then you have to watch Saturday and Sunday of next weekend, and then into the early part of the following week. So very, very, very active pattern coming our way as we get towards the starting tomorrow all the way into even potentially early next week here. Okay, so let me see here. Okay, so there's everybody asking about South Arkansas. South Arkansas, Tuesday you're going to have to watch it. Thursday you're going to have to watch it. And even tomorrow you're going to have to watch it in Southern Arkansas. Now, tomorrow in Southern Arkansas, you guys will be what we call capped off. And basically what capped off means you may not see much in the way of thunderstorms down there in Southern Arkansas as we get towards tomorrow. That's a great thing. If you can get away with not having severe weather the next couple of days, consider yourself blessed, because next couple of days to the next week, it's going to get very active for us here in the natural state here. But for right now, I would say for basically the entire state, we will have to watch for the potential of seeing severe weather over the next couple of days here, starting west, and it's going to start pushing eastward across the board here. And Pam, unfortunately, the pattern that we're in, we're kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. We got the colder air in the plains and the very warm Gulf of Mexico, and you're trapped right in the middle. So basically what's going on is the fronts are basically coming into Arkansas and they're stalling or they're washing out. And then there's going to be another front that's going to try to come through, and it's going to stall and wash out. So you're repeating the process over and over and over again because of the pattern. The fronts can't make it through because there's blocking to the east, but there's a lot of cold air trapped to the north. So the battle between cold and warm is unfortunately where we're going to be for the next couple of days. And even in some cases, you go with some computer model guys, you may be dealing with this for at least the first 2 weeks of May at this point. But we'll have more on that once we get past the next couple of days here, okay? So if y'all have any more questions, please let me know. If y'all don't, then I'm going to go ahead and head off this live stream, and then we're going to have the Futurecast for you guys tonight here, okay? So we will be out in chasing. For the next couple of days, I will be in the Weather Center, so if something happens, we'll keep you guys updated from the Weather Center here, but we will be out. We will have teams out for the next couple of days chasing not only for us here in Arkansas, but Oklahoma, Kansas, Texas. It's going to impact a pretty wide area over the next couple of days next week. So we will have our teams out. We will have footage and stuff like that for you guys. And if you guys want to see that, go like our other page, Arkansas Storm Hunters. We'll have that information for you guys here. Okay, so I'll be traveling to Hot Springs via Russellville. Actually, via is it Russellville or RV? Traveling from Hot Springs via RV Monday and Tuesday, and then moving to Harrison area for the next 2 weeks. Should we stay home? Tammy, the best thing I can tell you is just be prepared for severe weather. The thing about severe weather is we can't nail it 100% down the board on who's going to see what, when it's going to happen, specifically time, where it's going to happen. The best thing we can tell you is to be prepared. So, still travel. You should still be good to go, but just kind of keep in mind that you may encounter some severe weather during your travel. So, I still think you should be okay, but just kind of keep that in mind here, okay? Just to be on the safe side, you should be fine, but just kind of be ready to kind of encounter some severe weather during your travel here. But I really hope that answered your question. So if y'all have any more, please let me know on here. I'm going to double check, make sure I'm not missing anybody. And I'm going to tell you guys now, this is the perfect time to ask, because next couple of days, it's going to get very, very busy. And one thing we tell you guys all the time is with big systems come big delays. So basically what that means that people will be asking questions and we can't get to them because we got a lot going on. So right now it's quiet. Best time to ask a question is going to be right now for us. We'll get to you guys, don't get me wrong, but the best time is going to be right now here, okay? So Russellville area tomorrow, let me see here. For Russellville tomorrow, isolated severe weather. Now, so for tomorrow here, and I'm going to go back to, let's go to the HR real quick. I think the HR is doing a pretty good job on kind of depicting on how tomorrow's going to go. Alright, so we're going to go over to what we call our significant tornado prep. Okay, and basically, as you can see, out west, crazy amount of energy. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. If you know anybody in Oklahoma or in Texas or in southern Kansas, they're going to be good to go for tomorrow. But notice something. I'm going to draw this out for you guys, okay? There's a warm front that's basically draped right here. And if you are a chaser, you should know warm fronts are not something you do not want to ignore, okay? Warm fronts can make or break a situation, all right? So this is what we got. As you can see, much of the area over here is where your better severe threat's going to be over here in Oklahoma and in Texas, okay? But for much of the natural state, I cannot rule out the potential of seeing an isolated tornado or two over here for tomorrow. Keep in mind, so before, this should not be a widespread event. This is nothing compared to what Oklahoma and Texas are going to have tomorrow. However, honestly, if you want my honest opinion, I would not be shocked if this continues, that you have a 5% that goes out for Arkansas for tomorrow here. It kind of goes kind of similar just like this, and then you have a 2% that goes kind of just like this. So a very low, and then your higher threat over here in Oklahoma and in the Texas here, okay? So just kind of keep that in mind. We will have to watch it for tomorrow, but warm fronts are something you do not want to ignore. They can be your best friend or your absolute worst enemy in terms of severe weather, okay? So just stay weather aware, know where to go, and need to take shelter, guys, okay? When there's a tornado warning, you guys need to know what's going on across the natural state, okay? So if y'all have any more, please let me know. Let me check and make sure I'm not missing anything. I think we're good in terms of the questions, okay? So I'm going to stay here for just a little bit longer, and if y'all have anything, let me know. Okay, so what time frame is the worst for northeastern Arkansas? So for tomorrow's threat's going to be better off towards the west, okay? So give me 1 second here. It should be coming back on here shortly, okay? Alright, it should be coming back here. The live stream just cut out for just a bit, so it's going to come back on. Okay, alright, we're fine now. Alright, we're good. Alright, so to kind of go back to what I was saying before, tomorrow's threat is going to be mainly warm front, okay? So the tornado potential for tomorrow, I would say from the warm front south, that's Fayetteville to Little Rock, over towards, I would say, Memphis south at this point. Alright, so that is where you're going to have to watch and see for the potential of seeing severe weather for tomorrow here. Okay, so let me see. Do you know the time frame for northwest Arkansas tomorrow? Tomorrow, I would say for northwestern Arkansas, you're going to have to watch it throughout the day. You're going to have multiple rounds throughout the day. But I will say the majority of severe threat is going to be after midnight up there in northwestern Arkansas, because you're going to have a big line that's going to come through across northwestern Arkansas here. So let's take a look at the HR. That HR is doing pretty good in terms of trying to go for tomorrow here. And then one thing I'm worried about is this, okay? So this is the HR for tomorrow here, okay? A lot of supercell activity over here in Kansas and Oklahoma. Problem is, you have a warm front that's draped basically right here. Remember, along and south of the warm front is where your tornado threat is going to be greatest. This concerns me right here. This is what's concerning me over here. This is Russellville to Mena, over towards, I would say, Hot Springs area along Interstate 40 that kind of runs through here, alright? That's what's concerning me at this point. But remember, anything along and south of the warm front is where your better severe threat is going to be for tomorrow. So watch this close. So for HR, it's not going to be a 100% guarantee of what radar is going to look like. It's a model for a reason. But I do not like this. Okay, and another thing I don't like. Let's go over this. And this is your helicity tracks. Alright, and basically what your helicity tracks is, it tells you torr potential, hail potential, where the best rotation is going to be. Alright, so that's Mena over to Little Rock with that storm that's coming in. We'll have to watch that close. If that starts trending, you may see a localized tornado threat here in central Arkansas to western Arkansas. So watch it close for tomorrow. Better opportunity over here in Kansas and Oklahoma, no doubt. But don't let your guard down for us here in Arkansas as we get towards tomorrow here. So timing-wise, a lot of people asking about timing. Time-wise for tomorrow, it's going to be in different rounds. Let's back this up. Okay, so tomorrow, okay, it's going to start off first thing in the morning. So storms are going to start off first thing tomorrow morning across western Arkansas. Alright, so we're talking, let's say this is probably right around 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock in the morning across western Arkansas here. Now you can see this pushes through. That's first round. Alright, so that's noon is pushing through. Alright, and then you see another round over here by 3 p.m. in western Arkansas. That's pushing through. And then you have a third round that gets going across northwestern Arkansas by this point. So watch it close. We'll keep you guys updated. But the threat for tomorrow, damaging winds, hail, isolated tornado threat. Everybody's asking about specific cities. I'm going to tell you this right now. Everybody needs to be on guard for severe weather for tomorrow. There's a marginal risk in place that goes, I believe, all the way down to southern Arkansas. At this point, you have a slight risk in the metro. Everybody needs to be ready for severe weather for tomorrow. Regardless if you see it or not, there's going to be areas, and I was saying southern Arkansas particularly, that you may not see much down here tomorrow. I would say from Little Rock to Mena to Memphis, north. That's the area you're going to have to watch for potential seeing severe weather as we get towards tomorrow afternoon and into tomorrow night and into Tuesday. And then on Tuesday, you'll have to watch because see what happens. The line just fades away. And then you have thunderstorms that get going as we get towards Tuesday afternoon here. And once again, as I said before, we will have to watch for that isolated tornado threat as we get towards Tuesday afternoon and then Tuesday evening. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, break Friday, and then we'll have to watch Saturday and Sunday. It's still waits to be seen, but we'll watch it. We'll watch it closely, guys. Okay, so dew points very, very moist across the natural state. Okay, dew points are easily. By the way, thank you for reminding me about that, Dustin. Dew points are going to be very up there tomorrow. You can see. Let's take a look at that real quick. All right, so this is tomorrow morning. This is why I'm telling you guys not to worry about the severe threat too much for tomorrow morning because you're north of the warm front. All right, so anything along and north of the warm front, damaging wind and hail threat. Keep that in mind whenever you're thinking about severe weather. When there's a warm front, if you're north of the warm front, you can automatically cancel out the tornado threat. It's not going to happen. If you're along and south of the warm front is where your tornado threat is greater. This is tomorrow morning, right around 7 a.m. You got thunderstorms ongoing across the state. All those storms are north of the boundary. That means hail and wind threat at max. No tornado threat for tomorrow morning. All right, and then look what happens, okay? Warm front surges north. I mean, it surges to the north as we get towards tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening. And it's going to become very, very humid as well. 60, low 70 dew points, 50s and 40 dew points up here, okay? So there's your boundary moving in, and your boundary basically stalls out right here at the metro, okay? You got to watch that close. You have to watch that close for tomorrow because if that storm gets going and interacts with the boundary, you could have a localized tornado threat in central Arkansas for tomorrow. Right now, it's one model. Don't take it for a grain of salt, but still watch it closely for tomorrow. I don't like how the HR is kind of pertaining that storm right over here in western Arkansas, kind of interacting with the boundary as we get towards tomorrow here. Okay, so I think that's it for all the questions, guys. All right, let me double check and make sure we're good. Okay, so I do appreciate y'all for tuning in. So before, this is not going to be our last live stream. We'll have all the updates on the page. Stay with us, guys, for the next couple of days. So Monday's risk, much of north and central Arkansas. Tuesday, central and south. Wednesday, out west, northwestern Arkansas. Thursday, majority of the natural state at this point. Friday, break period. Saturday and Sunday, right now no risk, but we'll watch it closely, guys. So we'll continue to keep you guys updated right here in your source for all things Arkansas weather.